Once upon a time, in a small county, there lived a young scholar named Wang, seventh son of a noble family. Unlike other young men of his class, he wasn't drawn to wealth or power, but instead admired the teaching of the Tao. When he heard that the sacred Mount Lao was home to immortals, he packed his box and set off in search of the way. Climbing to the mountain top, he discovered a quiet Daoist temple. There, sitting calmly on the meditation mat, was a serene old master with flowing white hair and a gentle, extraordinary presence. Wang bowed respectfully and struck up a conversation. He was quickly enchanted by the master's deep insights and begged to become his student. The Daoist looked him over and said, "You come from a pampered life. Can you really endure hardship?" "I can," Wang insisted, and so he stayed. The next morning at dawn, the master handed him an axe. "Go cut firewood with the others." Wang obeyed respectfully. Days passed, then weeks. His hands grew rough with blisters. He ached all over. Tired and disillusioned, he secretly started longing for home. But one evening, something strange happened. Returning with firewood, he saw his master drinking with two visitors. There were no lamps, yet the room glowed. The Daoist had stuck a round piece of paper to the wall, like a paper mirror. Then suddenly moonlight filled the room, shining bright enough to reveal even the finest hairs. All the disciples gathered around. One guest said, "This joyful night deserves to be shared." He lifted the wine jug and poured for everyone. Wang watched skeptically. How could one jug serve them all? Yet the wine never ran out. It flowed and flowed. No matter how many bowls were filled, Wang was amazed. Then the other guest smiled and said, "With drinking under the full moon, why not invite Chang'e to dance?" He tossed a chopstick towards the paper moon, and out of the light stepped a beautiful woman, no taller than a hand at first, but growing full size as she landed. Slender-waisted and graceful, she performed the celestial rainbow dress dance. When she finished, she sang, "To the realm of immortals I go, and you keep me here in this cold moon glow." Her voice was clear as a flute and haunting as wind. Then she spun into the air, landed lightly on the table, and transformed back into a chopstick. The three men burst into laughter. One guest sighed, "Such joy tonight, but I'm getting tipsy. Let's move the feast into the moon palace." And just like that, the three moved the table into the moon's reflection. Wang and the others saw them sitting there, drinking and laughing, so clearly they could even see their eyebrows. Eventually, the moonlight dimmed. Disciples lit candles, but the guests were gone. Only the food remained. The glowing moon was just a round paper circle on the wall. "Had enough to drink?" the Daoist asked. "We have," the student replied. "Then sleep early. Don't slack off tomorrow." Everyone left but Wang, full of wonder, gave up on leaving. A month passed. The chores were hard. The magic remained elusive. At last, Wang could take no more. He went to the master. "I've come hundreds of miles to learn. If I can't gain eternal life, at least teach me a small spell. So far, I've only been chopping firewood." The master chuckled. "Didn't I say you would quit? Very well, you may go. But since you've worked hard, I'll teach you something simple." "What I want," said the Wang, "is the spell you use to go through walls." The master smiled. "Fine." He taught him the chant. Wang recited, faced the wall and said, "Enter!" But he froze. "Try again," said the master. "Lower your head. Don't hesitate." This time, Wang took a running start and passed through the wall as if it weren't there. Looking back, he was outside. Overjoyed, he bowed and thanked the master. "Keep your heart pure," the Daoist warned, "or the spell will fail." He gave Wang money and sent him home. Wang returned, boasting, "I met an immortal. I can walk through walls." His wife laughed in disbelief. I will prove it, Wang said. He picked up a few steps, ran, and slammed into the wall. Tug! He fell. Blood trickled down. A huge lump rose on his forehead like a goose egg. His wife burst into laughter. Wang, humiliated and angry, could only curse the heartless old Daoist. This tale makes me laugh every time, not just because of Wang's ridiculous crash, but because it cleverly mirrors human nature. We chase shortcuts to greatness, ignore the hard work, and then blame the teacher when magic fails. Beneath the humor lies a sharp lesson about pride, patience, and the danger of half-baked learning. And of course, who wouldn't be enchanted by a moon that can open like a portal and serve wine without end?